Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. We're very happy to have you guys here today. We got ourselves some pretty interesting news, man. Uh, every day is always a surprise to me when I come in and see all the stuff that Dinale's collected, and then of course I appreciate all the other stuff everyone puts on the Fanspeak Facebook page as well. And if you haven't gone and been part of that, please go check that out. We'd love to have you guys involved with that. Check out all the links we got down below. Not only the things we have for the channel, like my Twitter, if you want to be involved and be on the show. But also go check out Denali's The Immortal Mask mailing list. Definitely become part of that. And of course, we love those subscriptions and those likes. We're up over, we were up around 780, I think. It's pretty cool, I guess. Kind of that march toward 1,000, then we'll probably never even think about it again. But nevertheless, we appreciate those things. But of course, we're live streamers. This is Fanspeak, of course. So definitely go and share this out with your family, friends, and extended community, and let them know what's going on so they come and join us. I see Roger's in here. Hi, Roger. And yeah, well, George, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. The news is kind of light today. There's nothing in the world that really depresses me. It's all normal as usual. World takeover, domination. Arrests. Just
hmm
normal.
Yeah, normal. And most of the time, I don't really pay much attention to it. It just is what it is. Occasionally, you get a story that kind of gets in your craw, though. But humans, silly things. March
Exactly.
here. Hey, dude. What was that, George?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Just normal, everyday human things. We don't have to worry about the aliens coming down
hmm
yet.
I call it stupid human tricks or stupid monkey tricks, whatever you prefer. If you're a Darwinist, I guess you go with the latter. You ever believe any of that Darwinist stuff about the monkey thing?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, that's good. That seems to make sense, right? I mean, it makes sense. There's certainly some comparisons to it, I suppose, but they can't prove that evolution thing, man. Adaptation, no problem. That's 100% proved, but they can't find a way around that evolution, the theory of evolution. What do you
Actually,
think?
they have found some evidence. There was a pitcher plant
hmm
that was very difficult to get for birds to get to because it had a very long neck, and the nectar was at the bottom. So all the birds around that certain area
Yeah.
could not actually get the pitcher plant.
hmm
And one scientist postulated, somewhere in the world there has to be a bird with a long beak that will get to that nectar. And lo and behold, many years later, they found that very bird that is able to get to that pitcher plant.
See, but once again, what you're doing is you're confusing or conflating adaptation with evolution. They're quite different. Adaptation is
Yeah,
obviously proven, but evolution is not even close to being proven. I mean, it's so full of holes, and they've been spending the past 150 years trying to prove it. I don't know. I think it feels like it's the right direction. I think that's why it continues. But yeah, they don't have a clue on that one, George.
yeah, but I said it with authority, so it should have
Oh,
sounded plausible.
well, there you go. That's right. It is. But how you doing, Denali? I'm assuming that
Yeah.
storm has left you behind and given you some sunny weather.
Well, really hot weather, all the humidity. It's like here, no rain or floods, but here's intensive humidity in exchange.
Sauna life. Yeah, I know how that
Yeah.
is, dude. Oh well. Well, I got myself
Yeah.
crazy day. I have to do this show, then I have to do the drone recorder, of course. I see
hmm
John Dillard is in here, and he says, "Ooh, hello, John." And then after that, this could be a very truncated show. I have to really keep that tight today, and then I got to run up to the city, and I have to go through the process of what is it, every decade or so. I have a permanent resident visa here in Japan, right? No big deal, but I have to go update my picture. They say that's what they say. It's like once every decade or something like that. But so I got to go do that today. I'm updating my picture, which means they just want to see me in face to face and make sure I'm not I don't know. They just want to look at you, I guess. No, no
I got
Yep.
problem.
nothing. I got
Okay.
nothing on that. That sounds okay. Fine.
No big deal. It's just a hassle, but That's not
get
that big a
the
deal. I gotta get picture made
foreigner.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a foreigner thing. I could go the citizen route. I mean, I've got to that point. I mean, because Japan is not it's not automatic at all to get to a permanent resident visa. It's pretty good to be able to get that actually. But I could go to the citizen route, but I'm not doing it because they won't let me have dual citizenship. They require me to change my name to something that can be spelled in Japanese way, and I'm not doing it. So, you know, then go to hell. But Damn it, Dinale made it out. He did make it out. He's alive. We got Todd in here says hello as well. Oh, I hate humidity. Yeah, no, I can't stand it, dude. The heat, that's an interesting thing. Heat doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I remember when I was back in the day, I was doing SCA, which I've talked about before, which is a lot of fun. If you haven't tried it out, go try it. SCA Combat. It's fun. But I was in Arizona at some kind of event, and we were running around that damn desert, whacking and banging each other, running around in leather and metal armor, and etc. And it was, I don't know, over 100 degrees, but it didn't bother me. It wasn't the issue. You just drink a lot, but you put me in even slight humidity, and I'm about to die. So
That's because the dry weather, it just dehydrates you.
it
The wet
does.
weather
Yeah.
cooks you. That's the difference.
Mm. It's true.
It's
It is true, dude. I'll tell you one thing though. Uh, I haven't been many places on the planet where at nighttime the sky was so brilliant and beautiful though. Seeing the stars and stuff like that. I remember when I was at that Arizona event because we were out in the middle of the desert and we were nowhere near any kind of city. Just stunningly beautiful. I mean, I've been a few places in my life, and the nighttime there was no city lights, but I don't know. That might
right.
that might have been the best one, especially because it's so flat, right? There's no mountains. There was nothing. It was just flat area, and you had this giant sky above you. It was
And
gorgeous.
no, yeah, no light pollution, which is the city lights, and no humidity. So all the weather allow you an unintrusive view of the sky.
That's right. That is true. There is no moisture. Yeah, it was beautiful though. If you ever get an experience to go out and you want to see the night sky, definitely go to Arizona at nighttime. Out out away from the cities and stuff. It's quite stunning. Comic Book Bob says SEA LARPing, but for real. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. But oh, I love the SA so much, man. It's I'm a sportsy type of nerd, which I know is rare. But I love playing football. I wasn't necessarily great at it. I wasn't. I was pretty much a third down boy. I mean, that's what I did. I would deal with the short run. That's what I was good at. But I loved it nevertheless. I just enjoy football. And of course, when I say football, I mean football. I don't mean that stupid soccer thing. But the SEA was very much like football, but I had a weapon. It was awesome. I went to some of the big events too, like Penzix and stuff like that. And you're talking about you have a battle, right? Because it's kind of like a football with swords and shields is what it is, right?
So lacrosse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's similar, but you don't get yelled at by the ref when you're banging someone in the head, you know. But um, we actually had some. I've been involved with battles that had over 5,000 people on a side, dude. And you have these guys in the back playing generals and they're strategizing, and I mean it's like a real battle, right? And when you hear those two armies come together and the shield crash, it's just intense, dude. Yeah, I loved it. It was so much fun. It's not for the squeamish, I suppose, because I mean you're gonna get bruises no matter what. But I mean that's kind of part of the fun, right? But yeah, I love it, dude. Beating the shit out of each other with wooden sticks, big wooden sticks. Yeah, that's right. you know, but it's fun though. I mean, if you like physical combat or physical sports, you should go try the SCA, man. It's a lot of fun. It just and the camaraderie is awesome. I mean, it's one of those excuse me. It's one of those places that I hadn't really. It was the only time I had seen it until I came to Asia, and here in Asia, it's like this as well. But it's one of those communities where you can go out for a weekend event because like every weekend there's dozens of events going across America. I'm sure. But every you could go to that event. You could take your wallet. You could set it out on a table in front of your tent, and you could leave it all weekend, and no one will touch it. Right? It's that kind of community. And there's just something nice about that. So you got good people. It's fun. They're a bit amorous though. If you're if you're scared of that kind of thing, uh, I'd warn against that because they are a bit amorous. There's a lot of that kind of going on, but they're hippies, really, is where they're coming out of, originally out of Berkeley, California. But yeah, I love SEA. You guys ever try that? No,
No, not at all.
no.
Can you tell the folks what SEA stands for?
Society for Creative Anachronisms. Did that help at all, George?
No, it,
Yeah,
it it improved my confusion.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. But no, it's Renaissance fairs, stuff like that. But instead of it just being for the public, it's for it's a private event, and you have things going all weekend. Some events are huge, some are small, more local, but you got a lot of things going on. You got people learning how to do things in an old medieval way, like how to make cordials or how to make armor, or you got people learning how to joust or ride a horse or seamstry, heraldry. I mean, whatever. They do those kind of things. Everyone's in costume the whole weekend. We have
Mhm.
big old, huge, feasts with spitted animals and various things like that. And of course, during the weekend, there's the fighting that's going on, whether it be a tournament or some kind of capture the flag type of thing. But the only
Oh,
difference is yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Oh, up here in Canada, we have that constantly. One's called Pioneer Village,
Hmm.
and the other one's called Medieval Times.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But the difference is you get to be part of it, and they have them all the time, all over the place. And the combat is you're required to have metal protecting certain parts of your body. You have to get a license to be able to go on the field. But the idea is, if you get hit hard enough to where it were a real sword, you have to count the hit, right? And there's marshals that are watching as well. But it's like just another type of blood sport. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of training and skills, so there's a hobby, right? And March Harris says amorous with a question mark. Yeah, yeah, you get your dictionary. It means sexually free. How's that? Yeah. Dave says, I always wonder what life is like for those guys that do joust at Renaissance fairs. Oh, I've done a bunch of jousting. Actually, it's fun. I love it. It's not as bad as you would think, because occasionally you take a hit that'll set you off the horse, and of course that kind of hurts. But it's not that bad actually. But I grew up riding horses and stuff like that, so I kind of already had that basic skill. It was really tough. I They have a special saddle. It's like a Mongolian style saddle, and I tried for the longest time to use the second set of stirrups, which kind of put you up with your knees are kind of set across the pommel of the horse on the saddle, and trying to use a bow and shoot the bow accurately. And I could shoot the bow just fine. I get up and ride the horse, control the horse, and shoot the bow, but I could never hit nothing. I mean, I tried for so long to make that work, dude. I just couldn't. I sucked bad at that. Um,
So you were actually riding a horse.
mhm.
You weren't just trotting along, clacking and clinking a couple of cups together.
Oh, no, 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 I was riding a horse. And the funny thing, going at full gallop and shooting, I was more accurate than going slow. And I still sucked though. But I mean, it's weird. You wouldn't expect that. But going at the full, well, moving at full, you're in a fluid movement with this horse, so it actually allows you to be more accurate. Oddly enough, but yeah, I
Well,
just
yeah,
sucked
because
at it, dude.
So
the
you don't yell. But this was a scratch.
No, you
yes,
do
that's
that
right.
all the time because it's funny. People love Monty Python's Holy Grail at the SCA. They're always
Yeah.
making those kind of comments. Yeah, but it really frustrated me for quite a while because I wanted to be good at it, right? Because it's so cool. But nah, I sucked at it. And jousting wise, I was okay. I was so. I wasn't great at that either. But you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you weren't jousting with an ostrich on your back flying around.
no, 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 no. That would have been
Okay,
cool though. Yeah.
okay.
No, no, they'll teach you. I mean, if you want to ever learn how to do jousting, you go to those. Just join the SEA and go to a place that does the jousting, and they'll teach you how to ride the horse, teach you how to put the armor on, all that kind of stuff. And of course, it's a little different than it used to be. They do of course, lances are always blunted historically, but they're a little safer than they used to be. Your armor is required to have a minimum face clearance. I mean, you can't have big slits or big holes in your metal helmet. You got to have these really tight holes. It's almost like a screen. But yeah, they have the safety gear, and they'll put you in it. They'll teach you how to do it. It's fun.
So these lances are blunt, you say?
Sure. Well, all
So they
lances are
always
blunt usually, but
so they always tell you the truth.
ha ha. Ha ha. Pro LARPers, yeah, yeah, John, you're right. It is LARPing in a way because everyone's kind of in character, well, sort of, costume and stuff like that. But for me, I mean, I enjoyed the other stuff too. It was fun doing all that kind of stuff, especially the feasts, man. Great food. But for me, it was mainly the fighting was what I loved. But yeah, it's really fun. You go check it out. Have fun. Go try it out. Now we do have what we call at the big events. We have things people we call boffers, and the boffers were kind of a little bit of a joke, but they always had pretty girls with them for some reason because they were kind of pretty boys, I guess. But the boffers, they wear like these I don't know what you call it, but it's like a plastic face mask, clear face mask, and they have these little PVC pipes with foam all around it, and then they'll sit there and do their little fights. I mean, it's I don't know why, because we have to wear metal armor and we have basically solid wooden sticks that we go out and hammer on each other with. But the boffers, it's much a softer thing. But so you can. So my point is, you can do that too if you're worried about the injury and stuff like that. You can do the boffing because there's like no injury from that at all. But man, it's fun. My buddy was in the SCA. I got one of his swords upside the head. Shit ain't playing. No, it ain't, dude. You didn't have art. You didn't have a helmet on. That's not good. Goodness gracious, I've had bones. I've literally cracked bones from SCA sword, particularly
Yeah,
ribs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we got to move on
we do.
to
I'm
the
having
actual
fun
news.
though. I am having fun. But
Yeah.
I shall move on. But one of the
Yes.
problems is because I'm a bigger guy, speed kills,
Hmm.
right? When you're in any kind of combat sport, speed is everything. So I wore very light armor so I could have a little bit of an edge. But the problem with wearing light armor and you take a hit to the side, you tend to crack ribs. And that's painful, man. Ribs are take forever to heal, man. It sucks.
Yeah. But we got to move on to the news.
Fine, fine.
Yeah.
See, I'm not allowed to have any fun. All right, here
Of
we go.
course.
Fine, I'm moving on. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Move on.
All right, here we go,
Cross
guys.
the source.
Now, don't blame me. Blame Denali.
Yes. So here's the better costume for season 2 that they promised us. Just look at them. Oh.
Wow.
Season 2 Titans. They promised us better costume. I guess it's better
What
Well,
is that?
costume.
they all have this black stuff around their eyes, including the black lady.
Yeah.
Except for, well, I guess he has it too. I'm assuming this is them being possessed by something, or I
Oh yeah,
imagine
yeah,
that's
That's
what's
yeah.
going
right.
on.
Yeah.
Raven's father. That's right. Raven's
Yeah.
father is
Yeah, yeah.
possessing them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's
Yeah.
just take a look at our crew here. Let's just go before we even get into that. We have whatever this lady is. Yeah,
Donna.
and she's playing Raven, I'm assuming.
No.
And
No, no.
Donna.
Wonder Girl.
Wonder
a
Girl.
Wonder Girl. Oh, so it's like, oh, I see, Donna Troy. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well, she doesn't look like anything. At least Robin has a costume on. It's not a good one, and that cod piece isn't fooling anyone, buddy. Nobody. I don't know what the hell this lady is. I don't know what that magenta hair is. This is one of
I,
the ugliest women I've ever seen on film, dude. I
that's
mean,
supposed to be Starfire.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but she's
I
possessed.
understand that,
She's
but
Yeah.
she's
her sex in this doesn't come up because she's possessed.
no, dude.
Mm.
She's just ugly,
Just
man.
like SJWs. They're all possessed. That's why they don't look good.
No, just ugly. Yeah, yeah. And I understand you're not supposed to have pretty girls these days, and they're successful. You know, who is this platinum blonde over here?
Dove.
Which
Dove.
Dove. Oh, well, this is Hawk and Dove.
Yep.
I get it. Okay, okay. But damn, she's ugly, dude. Damn. I mean, and her body shape and that's tough, man. That's too bad. And man, just hating on the pretty girls, man. Starfire just getting disrespected, man. That's horrible. Um,
Where's Pofire so we can get an expert on this?
I'm glad she's not here, dude, because that sucks, dude. That is not cool at all. And there's a it's a trailer thingy. I'm gonna click it. Hold on, let me check the chat real quick so I can delay this as long as possible. Dark Admiral March Hare says, "I love the idea of gladiatorial sports. I've run in demo derby. Ah, cool, dude. Demolition derby is fun, dude. I've always wanted to try that and never had an opportunity. It looks great, dude. That's certainly something I'd like." Comic Bob says, sadly, she's actually every attractive or very attractive, I guess he said. They're making her look like RuPaul. Dude, RuPaul looks better than that. Um, the woman is attractive. They made her ugly. Dude, you can't tell me this girl's attractive. I don't care. I don't care how much work you do. Look at her body. This is an unattractive body, dude. It's not a classical beauty shaped body. It's not, dude. You can't fake that. Yeah, now maybe the clothing's isn't good. They got her this stupid wig, but that is not a pretty girl. I disagree with all of you. Anyway, let's watch this crap.
Well, I wish we were meeting under better circumstances.
Oh no.
Why are you guys here?
Why?
Rachel got inside of her head at the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she woke me up from my coma. She's in there, isn't she?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
great acting.
So what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, he said a bad
Rachel's
word.
father is a being called Trigon, and if we can't stop him here, he'll destroy your world.
Oh wow.
Move on,
Just
destroying countless
charismatic and like
Our scripture
believable.
states Trigon can only fully inhabit your world after he breaks Rachel's heart.
Oh my god, this sucks so bad,
We
dude.
don't know. But if we
Look
don't
at
get through
this.
that force
Oh,
field into the house and then-
okay. I can't even get through 44 seconds of it. And that's the first I've ever seen of the show. I was warned. Booster and Pope Fire told me, "Don't watch it, Chester." And I was like, "Okay, I'm listening." So I can't
do you
even
think-
do 44 seconds of this stupid thing. That acting
What do
is
you think
really
of-
bad, dude.
Yeah, what do you think they were doing shots every 5 seconds?
Holy crap, dude. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Hold on a second. Let's go back.
Wait,
Hold on. No.
you guys-
No.
All right.
I'm clicking play. I'm doing it again.
See-
Look. Okay,
see,
now hold on.
this-
Stop. Look at her hair. Oh, look at the hair toss. Oh, yeah. Look at the hair toss. Look at it.
Well, I wish we were meeting under better circumstances.
Holy.
Why are you guys here?
She doesn't
What's
even
wrong with
believe.
it? It
She's
looked
not
like a
sure that
pretty
she
legit hair
spoke.
toss.
Yeah, I think she woke me up from my coma.
Yeah, I think she woke me up from my coma. Coma. Being in a coma might have been an experience. Maybe you're a little emotional about that. No?
So this feels like a Tom King panel where they're just talking about feeling no action in a superhero thing. We're just here talking heads.
Yeah, no, it
Moving
does
on.
feel like that. It doesn't feel like
Mhm.
acting at all. He's not, dude, don't look at the camera. Stop looking at the camera.
I can't stop looking at the camera. I don't know where to look.
Goodness gracious.
She's in there, isn't
It's like,
She there, isn't she? Yeah, she is. She is. This is really bad, dude. I didn't know it was that bad. I thought it was just stupid. But no, the acting is bad too. All right. And they got a season under their belt too. And that's what we're getting. Holy.
that's season. Yeah, this is season 2. They canceled Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing and kept this.
See, we didn't get really get to see Swamp Thing other than the episode 1, but Doom Patrol, the acting wasn't bad overall. It was pretty fair actually.
Right.
But it's too bad. I think there was a lot of things in Doom Patrol that people didn't like, but I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. But can I
Mhm.
leave this now, Dinale?
Yes.
Thank you.
we
I'm
can.
moving on. I don't want to look at it anymore. What is this?
This is from Fox News. Robert Downey Jr. is reprising Iron Man role for Marvel spinoff. And this is a Marvel spinoff on Disney Plus where he's going to be playing an AI for a character called Riri Williams.
I want. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I liked they looked like they were hinting at his daughter being it, right? And I thought that was cool. I don't want no Riri. We don't want no Riri.
yeah.
it's because what it's going to be like is because I haven't watched that Titan thing because I was well warned, but
Hmm.
I watched the season one of Westworld. Excellent, really good TV. Anthony Hopkins kicking butt, dude, just owning just eating, gobbling up the screen every time he was on it. Right, it was really good. Season two. I mean, how can you go from a great, fun, dynamic show with deep characters into that absolute tripe in literally a season?
Because they ripped themselves in a corner and they didn't know how to move forward.
Mhm.
So they just start talking metaphorical and say, hey, these audience won't figure it out, even though the audience figured it out way before the season was over.
Ah, that's true. But I did enjoy the journey, though. That is true, though. Uh, but um,
Mhm.
but no, I mean the black girl in that show. I don't know her name offhand. But she's a
Which
just
one?
no. Well, the one who's in charge. Not the Maori girl. I'm talking about the black girl, the one who was a prostitute in season one. She's an ultimate
Oh,
Mary Sue. She does whatever she wants. She's arrogant, haughty, just absolutely horrible. And it's like, where do we lose our directors or something? Because in season one, she did a pretty good job. She was directed well, but in that season two, it was like, what the hell happened, man? But I'm telling you, the Riri Williams is going to be just like that. It's going to be obnoxious, is what it's going to be. So whatever. George, do you care about this at all? Say no, George.
I'm sorry. I fell asleep the
Yeah,
moment
no.
you started
See, I
talking about
agree.
this stuff.
I agree. I'm hurting my audience. What am I doing? And March Hare says, "Come, coma, chameleon. They come and go." Yeah, I get it. That was a joke. Okay. God, next. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting story.
right. So,
You know something. Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, that's
mhm.
interesting about saying coma on this subject matter,
Mhm,
because there's a picture of Brie Larson
mhm,
and Kristen Stewart,
mhm.
and on Twitter, and the question was, how do these two actors compare to a brick? And I commented, I go, why even a brick? Why not a potato? And the gentleman replied, well, a potato's got potential. It's got growth.
Ooh, goodness gracious. Well, to be fair, though, we love bashing on Brie Larson because she's, Brie Larson. She's kind of a hateful human, but Brie Larson is far far better actor than Kristen Stewart, dude. I mean, that's not even a fair comparison, actually. That's kind of mean to Brie, really. I mean, because she doesn't have the greatest charisma. She's not a great actress, true, but she can get the job done, dude. Kristen Stewart is a hack and a half, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And March here says, "Sorry, I'm bad about dad jokes." Well, dude, I'm surrounded by dad jokes all the time with these people. It's a horrible life. Anyway, go ahead, Denali.
Right. So this is from Bounty into Comics. Those who are wanting to purchase Final Fantasy VIII Remaster should be aware that Square Enix internal censor committee has made some modification to some of the characters. If you care or don't care.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. I mean, here you see she has her feathered bikini line, and down here she has a feather skirt, which doesn't make sense at all. Why don't you just put a skirt on her? Dumb. But yeah, they censored it. It's been censored. They didn't censor
But they,
this though, which is the point they're
yeah,
showing this. This is uncensored, but other things
right,
are like the breast line here. I mean, and it is the remastering is pretty good. If you look at it, you see the pixelization here. There's hardly any pixelization there. So I mean, it seems like they
right.
did a good job. But there is an uproar in the community, and of course, people say it's just a little thing. What do you care? You're just sexist. No, you're an ass. Yeah, that's pretty much true. But yeah, it is what it is. And of course, people are kind of carrying over from the Final Fantasy VIII. This is the remastering, but the redoing of it. And people
Hmm.
were complaining about some characters' tits being smaller or something like that. I thought they were pretty substantial as they were, but I didn't play the game, so yes, Bullet. It is a feathered bush. You're right, and now it's a feathered skirt, which is dumb. right? I mean, if they wanted to cover her up, why didn't they just put her in some kind of dress? Just like put some kind of flowing, gossamer type of, dress upon her or something like that. Instead of this is silly. But then again, a character with
They just
wings on their
I,
head are kind of silly anyway.
it just brings more attention to it. It's like instead of kind of downplaying it, it kind of draws the attention more. It's
Yeah,
just the opposite effect. It's
because
kind of like it's
yeah,
kind of like the movie Scarface, where they were getting X rating because of that chainsaw scene where they
yeah,
actually show a fake prosthetic getting cut off, but then they censored it, and to get a R rating, they didn't show it, which made it even worse because now people had to imagine what it was like, which made the scene even worse than it was intended.
possibly, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
yeah.
But those things are what they are. But censorship is in general, don't censor it. Just to put on a code. What is it? What's the age group it's for? If you think this is too revealing, then put an adult rating on it, PG-13. Go right ahead. I don't have any problem with that kind of rating systems. I think they are useful for the consumer. But you shouldn't be censoring anything. But that's the world we live in. Uh, you know, these uh, these uh, these leftists that are all about the freedom of socialism. Did I just say that? My brain hurt by saying that. Sorry. Anybody else have anything to say about this? This kind of been beat to death already. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
We're
mean,
good.
it's stupid. It's dumb. You shouldn't be doing this. Just let it go. Just remaster it. Because if you look here in this panel, the remastering seems to be a good job, right? I mean, it looks good. It's actually remastered. You didn't need to cover her cleavage up, and you didn't even cover it up altogether. What's the problem? Give the nerd their cleavage. They don't get close to it. Give them some love, man. Quit hating on the nerds. What is this nonsense, Denali?
All right, so this is from the Hollywood Reporter. Why MGM is getting Bond 25 videos removed from Twitter. Basically, there are a couple fans that happen to catch a scene from the upcoming Bond 25 where they see the Aston Martin prepping and chase and having a chase
Hmm.
sequence
Hmm.
in a very public area
Yeah,
where tourists are normally are at. My add there, so it can't be unauthorized because it's in a public location. Unlike if it was in Pine Studio or inside an
yeah,
enclosed area
Pinewood.
where
Yeah,
you can't see.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so basically, MGM is sending Twitter to cease and desist throughout the whole thing and getting rid of all the videos cropping up.
Yeah, no, it's completely nonsense. I mean, we've seen this happen before. I remember a prominent one that happened was Batman. They were shooting some scenes in New York, and a bunch of fans were people just passing by with their cell phones, and they saw the Tumblr, I guess is what they called it, Christian Bale movie,
Mhm.
and they got video of it. Um, this is completely illegal. You cannot do that at all. It's a public place. They completely have a right, but they abuse this all the time. It's nonsense. I mean, you're the one who decided to shoot it publicly. Deal with it, right? But no, that's the world we live in. Anyway, respect the women's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, dude. Got to respect them women. But this is a dumb story. They shouldn't do this. It just makes you look like a bunch of jagoffs, man. It's really not. It's really not
Mhm.
smart. Oh, look at the Toronto Film Festival kicks off with animal rights protest. What does that have to do with movies? Oh no. And Justin Timberlake is going to star in a homecoming drama, Palmer. Wow, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Of course, it's fun and easy to pick on Justin Timberlake, but I'll say this about the man: that is one hard-working entertainer, dude. Whether you like his music or like him or not, it doesn't matter. That is a hard worker. And being a person who spent my whole life basically on the stage, I know all of what it takes to do all those various things. That dude is serious business, man. And his song he came out with some years ago was called "Suit and Tie," I think it's called. That that's just a badass song, dude. I mean, go watch his crew that gets up on. Yeah, I think there's an SNL one, and I've seen it elsewhere as well. But go watch his crew, how tight they are, how well practiced they are when they do that live, man. But Justin Timberlake, he came out at the Grammys some many years ago. We used to watch them. We don't watch that stuff anymore. It's become so stupid. But my wife likes that stuff, but no, we don't watch it. We don't see it anymore. But he came out and he did, I don't know, 10 minutes while they were doing setup or something like that. And he walked the entire length of that place with a whole routine the entire way. It's badass, dude. The amount of coordination and practice it takes to get that done, it's impressive. So yes, Chester respects Justin Timberlake. Come at me, bro. Combo Bob says Timberlake has a good sense of humor. He pokes fun at himself all the time. He does, but he's a consummate professional, and I respect that. But anyway, let's move on here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a video. Now, I got a question for you here, Denali.
Hmm.
This is Jack Ryan. Okay, now we've
Right.
seen Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, of course. Now we've seen Jack Ryan portrayed by many people, right? We've seen Tom Cruise do him. We've seen Harrison Ford do him. Right?
I don't,
Uh,
no,
but
no, no. I don't think Tom Cruise ever did Jack Ryan. Alex Baldwin did Jack Ryan. Ben Affleck did Jack Ryan. Harrison Ford did, but I don't think Tom Cruise
okay, so
ever
Tom
did.
Cruise, it was Jack Ryan esque, I guess maybe. Okay, I stand corrected.
You're thinking of Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, well okay, well there you go. But that
Hmm.
you're right. But they have a TV show. It sounds like, which I've never heard of, and there's a season two, so we're gonna
Yeah,
watch it. Right? It's happening.
yeah.
What's the most major threat on the world stage?
Okay, I don't know.
Venezuela is the
Terrorism.
single greatest resource of oil on the planet. So why?
So now that's not a true statement. Venezuela does have large oil reserves, but they're not the largest on the planet. Far from it. Come on, guys, do your research.
Is this country in the midst
No,
of one
but
of the
we
greatest
are larger
humanitarian
than
crises
Canada,
in history?
Mexico, and the United States
Oh no,
combined.
it's serious. But I know it's serious, but I just off the top of my head, I know North Korea has larger reserves than
The
Venezuela.
concern
for
is that the
instance.
Russians are secretly selling weapons to
I
Venezuela.
think we're the
Would fit it
sixth
better.
largest in the.
Oh, there you go. That sounds more accurate.
Yeah.
This ends up in the news. It's just going to cause panic.
In nuclear
I
Venezuela,
don't
you will
know.
not hear about.
I kind of like the look of the Jack Reacher guy. He looks like an actual CIA guy. He shouldn't be super handsome. He's kind of normal looking dude. I don't know. Kind of works. Maybe I have to check this out. Well, where is this Jack Ryan? Where can I find it?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, I have that too.
The news because we'll already be dead.
Yeah, no, he
Business with
can't.
pleasure, Jack.
I kind of get
I'm
it.
here for work.
Is it any good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Maybe the wife and I'll check it out.
What happened?
Reyes, look at me. Was his name ever mentioned?
You guys stay. You have no protection. Nobody's coming to save us.
Oh no!
Do this
Black
years
Hawk
ago.
down. Black Hawk down.
Right.
You know, feels about the same level. With series my wife and I watched in the
Mhm.
recent years that we enjoyed. It was pretty good. Was the who is that famous drug lord from the 70s and 80s?
Esco.
Escobar. Yeah,
Pab-
Escobar.
yeah, Escobar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Pablo Escobar. Yeah, we watched that. I don't know who I saw it
Narcos.
on Netflix. I don't know what it was called, but that Pablo
Narcos.
Escobar, 2 seasons, I think, 3 maybe.
Yeah, his storyline was 2 seasons, and then they moved up to another
That's
cartel.
right. That's right. But we enjoyed that. That was pretty well done. We watched that all the way through. Right now, we're just trying to get through the Dark Crystal. We still got like 2 episodes left, I think.
Cool.
Combo Bob says it's not bad, but I fear this season is going to have a lot of border walls screed into it. Yeah, well, oh well.
We will. We'll see. I'm kind of interested how they're going to portray Venezuela in there. I'm already having a laugh at it.
Well,
Hmm.
it is kind of fair game. Venezuela's in a complete meltdown, right? So, the
Right.
interesting thing,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just
yeah,
they're putting too much emphasis that the president's intelligent enough to make a conspiracy. I mean, this
yeah.
current president,
Nah,
not the
he's just a thug. Yeah, I get your point.
yeah,
Yeah. See, because the guy before, he was a dictator too. Was his name Chavez?
right.
Yeah, he
And
was a
Chavez
dictator
and
too, but he actually had statesman qualities. He had the ability to maintain and manage things. This
right,
Maduro guy, he's just a thug. Yeah,
yeah, he's a bus driver. He literally was a
yeah,
bus driver, and he happened
yeah.
to fall into it. But Chavez, yeah, he basically stole all the money from the treasury
Sure.
to subsidize all the food and goods and nationalize everything, plus giving millions of dollars to the neighbors to build some alliance that never really came out. So basically, bankrupt us, and to pay for all that subsidized things. Had China and Russia loan out money by buying the
Oh,
resources material. So that's why you
yeah,
have China and Russia kind of there to keep Maduro government propped up. Because if Maduro isn't propped up, then the new administration is not going to honor the agreements that Chavez administration, which Maduro is continuing with Russia um, in
Chinese.
China. That
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh,
So
interesting. I didn't even know that. Which kind of brought me, and by the way, guys, if you didn't know that Denali is originally from Venezuela, but
mhm.
one of the things that actually came to my mind that I wanted to mention was no one's really talking about Venezuela, right? Which is weird because it's a absolute disaster going on there. No one's talking about Ukraine, even though they're still fighting. No,
Right.
no, no one's talking about it. There's hotspots all over the planet that the news doesn't even bother to cover. Why? Because Trump said something.
I know
Right.
Idiots.
it goes against the narrative of
Right.
their utopia.
Right. So when we're coming into the 2020 cycle,
Hmm.
and it doesn't look good for the Democrats who's espousing free healthcare, which Venezuela has, free education, which Venezuela has, um, open border, which Venezuela has. Everything that the Democrats are espousing right now, Venezuela has implemented. And you can see the sharp decline when they did that, when Chavez implemented those social programs, from being, fairly prosperous to bottom rock down things. Super hyperinflation of
Hmm.
over 5,000%
Oh, right.
each
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Sure.
So basically, people are literally getting paid $10 a month
Yeah, I know.
to
It's really
survive.
bad, dude. It's really, really bad. When when toilet paper is lacking and no one has toilet paper, you've hit rock bottom. I mean, it's kind of like a
Um,
basic necessity, right?
no, it's even worse. Basically, they had to barter, like, in a black market for baby formula.
Wow.
Literally, here's a true story. One of my family member had to go to another person, drive at night like a secret agent to trade off with another person to get to another location to trade different items to finally get the baby formula for their newborn, because there's no food, there's no medicine, and there's no protection, because the police can only hold a section at a time.
Mm,
And if you're going at night, you have to be aware that you can be murdered or killed or ganged up by roaming bands of bandits, basically, or
sure.
the collectibles, which was hired by Chavez to keep the population and part of
In
the
check.
army
Yeah.
in, uh,
Yeah.
in line. So it's mass chaos there.
It is. And seeing as they don't have a lot of food, the mother's probably not producing milk well, so the formula is necessary, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crap, dude. And you see these people praising these socialist states all over the place. Look at Bernie Sanders just the other day. He came out and he was praising China. China are taking did the best for bringing people out of poverty. Okay, yeah, he took people out of poverty by literally going into the farming villages and making them move to the cities by gunpoint. Might I add, gunpoint.
Right.
Put them in the cities so that a few of them actually ended up getting jobs to work in the factories which they needed. The rest of them had no jobs. They had no place to live. So they started creating these little tent city type of things. And then, of course,
Shanty
the
towns.
shanty towns, right? And the communist
Mhm.
government sent them in to break them down. We can't have none of that, right? So they started living underground in the subway tunnels and just other underground places. So then they just started smoking them out of there. So you literally took these people away from sure, they weren't rich, but they were farmers. They were, they knew what they were doing. You took them out of there by gunpoint, forced them into the city, and then told them, "Well, you just die, please." Right? I mean, ultimately, this is what Bernie Sanders is praising. These liberals, they speak without thinking all the time. They simply do not understand the details of what they say. Because of the simple fact that it is that China has taken more people out of poverty than any other country in a short period of time. They have. But the way they went about it is kind of important, isn't it? I would think. But Bernie
Context, yeah.
Sanders has no clue, right? No clue whatsoever.
Right.
But whatever. I don't know. Let me continue. I like this actor though. He's a good looking everyman. It's almost like he's Chuck. He looks kind of like that Chuck actor a little bit.
Right.
He's from
John
the Office,
Kanaski.
isn't
Huh?
he? Yeah,
What George?
he's from The Office, isn't he?
Yeah,
I
he's
have no
John
clue.
Kanaski.
Okay.
He's Jim. But Chester hates the American Office.
It's horrible,
He's
dude.
he's
Yeah.
Emily Blunt's husband. There you go.
I like Emily Blunt.
Yeah, they were in that silent movie. You know, that one where they
Oh,
had
I
to be
didn't watch
quiet or
that.
the monster.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
watch that. Looked dumb.
yeah.
But no, I don't like the American Office at all, which is weird because Steve Carell, I love Steve Carell. That dude's funny. But I just it's awkward and odd. I hated it. If you go watch the original Ricky Gervais version of The Office, it's way better, dude. It's 1,000 times better. I don't know. I guess I'm in the minority there. I didn't like it. Now, another similarish. I don't know if it's similar, but another show set in an office in America was the one that Chris Pratt was part of. Now that was funny.
Park and
Yeah,
Recreation.
now, that was funny. Yeah, but The Office was not. Click the
Office
Parmesan.
depressing.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching a bunch of videos. I have a whole bunch of books. I'm trying to make my own cheese. Dave sees click the Parmesan cheese video. I've been trying to make my own cheese, experimenting and trial and error. I'd say I'm about at 50%, maybe 52%. It's so. But I'm working on it. I'm studying it. I want to have my own cheese because here in Japan, you can't. It's hard to get good cheese, man. In Japan, it's really difficult. They're not a cheese culture, so I just resorted to making my own. And I have to say, this Gavin Weber guy here, this guy who makes these videos, I'm having more success with his videos and recipes than I was from the books because those are like by the book where he shows you little hints and things and his are not using wax either. His are just wrapping in cheesecloth and stuff like that. So I've been having more success with his recipes
Oh,
actually.
okay. Yeah, no, it wouldn't make sense because the cheese cloth would actually let it breathe and then
Yeah,
let it drain out the moisture, which is one of the reasons that
yeah.
cheese spoiled because of all that moisture. But yeah,
That's true.
no,
Well, they
that's
usually
correct.
wax them. That's what the book tells you to do. But one of the problems I have here is it is very humid, which is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to mitigate the temperature because having a cheese cave is really the best way to go. But what you have to do is you have to build a space. So I did. We have an old house in the family here that's it's old
Mm,
and no one's living in it. And I basically
right.
kind of converted the I guess it used to be the kitchen or something like that, but I converted it, try to, to control the temperature and stuff, and I've had so success. I'm gonna keep working on it. I'll figure it out eventually, but when I do, I'll be able to have plenty of cheese. So,
Well, you have to have a consistent temperature, so you have to close it off. If you can't have it open, kind of like as a cave. So once you get that temperature of what type of cheese you're making, you're saying Parmesan, right?
well, this
Your
video is I've been working on cheddar mainly.
cheddar. There's a temperature of Celsius you need to put it in
Hmm.
specifically. Each cheese has their own temperature that you're putting in. So if you're doing it if you're trying to do Parmesan cheddar under Parmesan, you're not going to succeed. So you better look at the right temperature for that,
Yeah,
Chester.
no, that's true. For the cheddar, it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit, is
Mhm.
what you need for that. Yeah, no, that's very true. I've been studying this for years, and it's just a horrible environment to make cheese is the problem. It just unfortunately,
So,
but
do we rename the show Chester's Cheesy Cheese,
well,
or
you
or
guys
or,
find
or
you
Cheesy
found one of my
Chester
secrets.
Show?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna get cheesy commentary from you?
No,
It's all good.
I do a lot of little things like that, George. I'm always doing stuff, but yeah, no, I do make my own cheese for good
Okay,
reasons.
so you're gonna warn us when you cut the cheese, right?
Uh-huh, I will. Cult Film Video says, not in the minority, Chester. Every hipster claims BBC Office is better. Dude, those are fighting words, man. I'm not a hipster. I'm a neck beard. Get it right. But I don't know. Maybe it's just my sensibility where I grew up, my age group. I don't know. Cheese hacks. Yeah, dude, making cheese is not as easy as you would think it would be. It's hard, dude. Chester's cheddar cheese, exactly. I like cheddar. It's one of my favorite, and cheddar is fairly easy. Then other cheeses are more difficult. I personally think, but with a cheddar cheese, you have to cheddar it. But all cheddaring is just leaving it in a somewhat hot pot after you've done the main cooking and just kind of turning it over for a certain amount of time over. Of course, it is about an hour process. The actual cheddaring, but yeah, no, I'll keep trying. I'm going to get there. I'll have good cheese one day.
Mhm.
So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Let's move on. Let's just laugh.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
All right, Tom Holland says Spider-Man film franchise will be in safe hands with Sony after Marvel split.
Uh-huh.
Well, either he's just making a joke or he's pitching himself to be the next spokesperson for Allstate.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't really care, Tom. You say stupid stuff, Tom. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I think the main thing, George, is I don't care. That's what they've done. They've made me not care at all about Spider-Man. That's not a good thing, dude.
I'm sorry. What was that? I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Roger Heller says, "I love Pepper Jack." See, they'd rather talk about cheese than Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's where the world has come to. And one of the ones I tried first was Monterey Jack. It's my favorite cheese, but talk
A
about
blue cheese.
ultimate failure.
I'm
I think
really
it's bad.
hankering for blue cheese myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's just do one more news because we're almost at time.
we are.
And
Well, let me
here.
see here. We have this one, which I'm not interested at all. I mean, who knows? I
Yeah.
guess. Well, this one's very simple. TV series rumored to be Metropolis with Superman and whatever. Whatever.
Right.
It's just
So one.
I
Yeah,
don't
they're
trust them at all.
rumoring. Yeah, they're rumoring that this is one that they're going to replace Supergirl with because Supergirl's having very low rating.
From
Not
day
surprising.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is they're going to ruin it. I don't have any faith in these CW people whatsoever. It's just teen drama crap. I'm not interested. Now this is interesting though. Go ahead.
Right. So this is from Comics Book News. Warner's Bros. CEO Ann Sanoff chooses Wonder Woman over Batman and Superman when discussing about the future of Warner Brothers Picture in DC. And what's interesting more over her choice of Wonder Woman is her connection to J.J. Abrams and his wife, who this article postulate or speculate that because of her connections to J.J. Abrams and the production team and J.J. Abrams' wife, she was able to land the role of CEO. So it kind of makes it all connected, so to speak. The 500 million.
Incestuous, even.
Your words, not mine.
Okay, fine. But I don't know. George, do you blame him? I mean, Batman's sucking with Ben Affleck. Superman, they're not doing a good job. Wonder Woman at least was a mediocre film. It was fine. It was fine. The other ones weren't. So it kind of sounds like the smart move to me, actually.
No, it's not a smart move. It's the only move that they have. They're going for the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
They're looking at Wonder Woman as a success compared to everything else.
Yeah.
And they want to basically, put their odor on the franchise.
Sure.
And
Well,
of course, it's not going to be any good
well,
because
but I think the headline here, George, is trying to bait us into thinking there's some feminism involved in the choice. I don't think so. I think it's just simply the best thing they got right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they have proved in the past with Christopher Reeve Superman and Christopher Nolan's Batman, or the first Tim Burton's 1989 Batman, that they can produce awesome Batman and Superman flicks.
Well, they can, but the problem with it is, Dinale, is Christopher Reeve's Superman was hopeful. He was a good guy. He
Right.
helped people. He did the right thing. He was a Boy Scout in the perfect
Right.
way. He's not,
Well,
angsty, let his dad die, the murderer type of guy. It's very different.
wow. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like Wonder Woman, where she's hopeful and
She
she's
is,
not
yeah.
angry, and she tries to do her best.
Which is weird
Wow.
because in the comics she's the opposite of that.
Exactly.
It's funny. But they put pants on Supergirl. Done and done. Yeah. I didn't know they did that. I mean, but
She bent pants. And then they made a big deal. Oh, they had to put pants because the actress, is working in cold weather. Really? So why didn't you wear pants in the last 5 seasons? If that's the case,
yeah, no,
Just saying.
besides, she's getting paid enough money. Suck it up, Buttercup. I did recently acquire a Grail of Mine, ASM number 122, March Hare says. If I knew what that was, I'd say awesome. I'll just say awesome anyway. How's that? Why do I not? This is not hitting my head at all. Is Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 122.
Huh. I might probably have that one. It sounds like one of the old numbers. I must have that. But I don't catch that title at all. But congratulations, dude. Awesome. Those old Spider-Mans are awesome. I love those.
Right.
But
It's the Green Goblin's last stand. It's the one after
okay.
next breaking for a certain blonde chick.
No, yeah, Gwen Stacy, yeah. Okay, cool. I didn't recognize the name. There you go. I'm a fake nerd girl. Oh well. But yeah, no, I don't have a problem with this. Like I said, I thought the Wonder Woman movie was fine. For me, it's kind of like Black Panther type level, and that's fine. I'll go watch that and eat some popcorn. Um, I don't know, was Black Panther or Wonder Woman better? Hmm. I don't know, probably Wonder Woman, I guess. I think for me, mainly, I'd say that because she surprised me. I didn't expect anything out of Gal Gadot, and she did better than I expected. So I
Wow.
think I give her a little bonus on that.
I would say Wonder Woman only because when the villain, you root for the villain more than the hero in your actual film, then there's a problem.
Oh, there's a ton of
For
problems in
real.
that movie, dude. That movie is just rife with problems and plot holes. That's why
But
it's
that's
only
what I'm saying.
mediocre, but it was still fun, though.
Right. But what I'm saying is Wonder Woman, I was rooting for her throughout the film. Black Panther, I was rooting for Killmonger throughout the film.
Oh, true.
Instead of
That is true. That is true. Yeah. Oh, I get it now, guys. I see what they're talking about over here. I misunderstood. He said, I did recently acquire a grail of mine, meaning a holy grail of mine. Yeah, I forgot that they called those comics you really want. I forgot that it was called that. I apologize. But yeah, okay. I'm 100% on board, guys. I know what you're talking about. That is like those 2 or 3 comics in a row are like just ridiculously killer little mini run there, especially with Gwen Stacy's death, and of course Green Goblin as well. She's hot. That's all I expected. Yeah, but she did better, right? I mean, she's more than hot. I think she did a fair job. I didn't expect anything out of her. I mean, we saw her in Fast and the Furious. I mean, come on, this flat no ass girl up there trying to be sexy, and she wasn't sexy at all. But I thought she did fine, which means she takes direction. Yeah, no, Gwen Stacy did die in 121. You're right, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I don't blame DC for doing this at all. Make money, because
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. And with
Yeah,
that, we have reached the end.
we have perfect timing almost.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, of course, you do realize that the schedule is very tight on this day because in an hour from now, we have ourselves the Drone Recorded Fan Edition. We hope you come over and see that. We're going to have some fun with that for sure. Today, we are doing cereal mascots. I cannot wait to see what these guys are going to do with that. But come over, check that out. We're going to get out of here right now so I can go set up the next show. But yeah, dude, rock on, man. Denali?
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for Comics News today. Join us in less than an hour for Drawn and Quarter Fan Edition, where they'll be drawing serial mascots and not serial killers. So join them for all that fun and choose your favorite picture to go to the Pro Edition. Tomorrow we're off, and we'll be back on Saturday at 8 p.m. for Fan Speak with our special guest Steve McLaughlin, who is one of the creators for Door Kickers.
Yep.
So join us for that. But as always, your perception shapes your reality. Always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later, guys.
Aloha.